Hey guys, my name is Busy Walker, and I have the awesome opportunity of introducing MacKenzie Camp. At least once a day, I look forward to the quiet, sweet, "Hey Busy" from MacKenzie in the halls. As she waves from me, my eyes are quickly drawn to the incredible drawings from the tips of her fingers all the way up her arms. All the lines and doodles make up one beautiful picture by the end of the school day, and I'm always excited to see the final product. Getting to look through her sketchbooks and loose pages with incredible drawings make me look at my smiley face and lopsided heart doodles in shame. MacKenzie is a great writer, and I was lucky enough to hear her work through the creative writing public reading last semester. I can guarantee what she has prepared today will be just as mesmerizing as her artwork or short stories, and I know we're all excited to hear what she has to say. So without further delay, I give you MacKenzie and Camp.
So, I'm not exactly what most people would call normal. And I admit this rather easily, because at this point in my life, I think it's kind of amusing when people don't know how to handle my oddities. I must confess, though, that being looked at like I was out of place used to get to me, to the extent that I was afraid of anyone finding out who I was, because I assumed no one could possibly like that person. If everything that made me who I was could be placed on a deck of cards, then I used to hold all my cards close to my chest. I wanted everybody to like me, or at the very least, to not think of me as irredeemably strange. This was no way to live, and eventually I got sick of trying to please everyone, and I just couldn't keep up the charade. My cards fell from my hands for anyone to see. Now, I won't lie. At first, that vulnerability was terrifying and lonely. I felt like no one had any interest in the cards I had shown to the world, and I found it difficult to like myself, especially since no one seemed to like me either. Given time, though, I was surprised at how many people had the same cards that I did, but were too scared to show anyone for fear of being out of place. Some I never in my life would have approached because I really didn't think we had anything in common. Those cards, who you are, that is the foundation for relationships. If you clutch them so tightly to your chest that no one can ever catch a glimpse, then not only will your relationships feel less genuine, but there's a chance that your deck will fade and you'll lose pieces of yourself over time. That nearly happened to me, and I spent 3 years redrawing the cards I let fade away because I thought nobody would like them. Some of those cards helped me find my closest friends. Some of those cards I'm still embarrassed of sometimes. That's the whole thing, though. I still hide my deck from people sometimes, although I don't outright reject those cards as I once did. Because being vulnerable about who you are is almost always scary, and getting rejected hurts no matter how used to it one becomes. I still struggle to be open at times, and I've had my deck face up for a long time. However, if I hadn't allowed for that vulnerability, and if I never put myself through the heartache of showing someone my deck only for them to walk away, then I wouldn't have any of the amazing people in my life that I do now. The people that bring me my favorite treats when I'm sick, the people whose shoulders I have cried on countless times and who have cried on my shoulder just as much. Many of those people didn't show me who they were. I had to take that first step. Being honest with them and unashamed of myself gave them the space to step into my life. But what if? What if you're vulnerable and no one steps into that open space you've left? Well, I've been there too, and if you're in that place, I encourage you to try taking that first step yourself. Personally, I find the other person who seems just as alone as I am, and I go talk to them. I talk to them about whatever is on my mind and keep going until something sticks. And yeah, you will find those people who you just do not click with. That's okay. Don't lose confidence in your deck when that happens. Keep your head up and approach anyone that you think you might get along with. That's seriously how I made a lot of really good friends. Now, there might be a few people listening that are thinking something akin to, well, of course you were fine. You have good cards. I don't. There's nothing about me for people to like. And I feel for you. I felt that way too. You are also the ones I would encourage the most to reveal your deck, because that's how I learned to like myself. Through the similarities I shared with my friends, I realized I'm actually a pretty cool person to know. Some of the best people I've ever met feel like they don't have anything worthwhile in their deck. I'm convinced that anyone who claims to be a waste of time are almost guaranteed to be fantastic company. So I sincerely hope that all of you are or will be able to lay your cards out and be happy with all that you are. Thank you.